Cheers. More hazelnut. Monday, October 20th, 2025 here in Rusty, Rhode Island. So we got an early start out here, dark 30. I made the cut on the hood yesterday. Measured across 7 inches, and then I brought it down to where it was 8 at this point. So I can duplicate that on the other side relatively easy. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to shape this corner here yet. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to... I might round this off at the end. And then I'll have to pull more of that filler out. And so what I did was I drilled 5 holes across, welded this down. Now this is the original hood that was underneath. This piece used to obviously come down and overhang out to here. Then this was all filled in underneath. Took all that out and moved this up. So now this is going to match the fender. I cut it first. I cut it here. You might see that line going. I cut it first there. A little scratched it up a little bit, but it's okay. Then I decided, so I went an actual 2 inches up, or 2 pieces of tape that I laid for 1 inch. And so you see my tube sock. I didn't have any sand. I can't put sand in my tube socks because they have holes. So I just put other tube socks that are wet. And what that does is it holds the heat from traveling into the hood. You can see by the way the paint, it only burned the paint just a little bit right here. When you get just beyond like 1/4 of an inch, there's no burnt paint. And it's cold. I put this on. Just dropped my sock. Hold on a second. So when I'm welding, I'm using flux core, and it makes a hell of a mess. So I made this shield that I put behind, cover what I'm working on. Then, like I said, for heat, I'm using that wet sock. But just a little bit of welding I did already. There's about 20 black spots. This was a new piece that I had brought out because my old one, I couldn't find it. Probably got bent up and thrown out. Scrap. It's just, white coil. And I bent tabs on the bottom. I put some tape on it so it wouldn't be scratching. So I'll just set that behind my welds. And then lay this on to stop the heat from traveling up when I'm welding. So I leave this piece on. You don't need it, but what I do is I use it as a guide. And when I'm welding, I'll stop my weld at the top on the thicker metal. And once I pull the trigger, I roll it down like that. Then I stop my next weld and roll it down. I use this as my guide, and I just roll it between the seam like that. And I find that it works for me. I can get a pretty good weld on that. Stitch it all in with a 110. It's got 2 settings, high and low. It feeds the wire, and it works fine for me. So I'm going to get my grip, my channel lock on here, and get this pulled down a little bit and start tacking this part down. Let me just get set up. Oh! My tape caught on fire. I put tape on there so it wouldn't. So just that little bit of weld I just did, it puckered right here a little bit. This metal will really move on you. I'm going to push it back together again. Come over here. It's a big hump on the bottom of this thing here. There it goes. A little more. No rush. I'm trying to take my time and just tack a couple of spots here to hold it. Then I'll let it cool again. This one's touching. I'll hit this one. I don't know if you can see me rolling it down, but like I said, I set this right on the metal and I roll it down. You can try it if you see what you think. You're going to be at a kind of an angle like that. And just making stitches. Eventually you're going to go back right next to that stitch, take it down again, and that's where you start to get that rolled nickel look. I never get that, but guys that can weld do. I kind of get like, looks like a lot of blobs till I grind it. But okay, I'm just going to let that cool down now. You can see the steam hook. You want to make sure the heat don't go across the hood. Sorry if I was shaking the camera a little bit. Just trying to get that cooled off a little bit. I don't want to, like I say, warp. I already got a little bit of a peen right here. So I got it pushed back together and I'm going to tack it right there now. But that's where I'm going with this. 2 more tacks, and then I'm going to let it cool down. Put one here and one over there. There's my tape again. Well. So, I'm going to get one more right here. It's already touching, so we're good. Alright. So, going to let that cool for a little while until I can touch it. This is kind of the process that I've been following to work on this without, I got a little dimple right here already. It pushed down a little bit when I welded this one and that one. So I pushed it back up the best I can, and the rest is just going to have to fill it. It's not really bad. I mean, it's not like I'll have any more than a 1/16 of an inch of filler, but it is what it is, man, when you're working on this kind of stuff. Just laying more of that epoxy. So this was basically the worst part of the bumper, this area, and it's coming together. I'm kind of walking back and forth. Now this went on, this epoxy went on last night. This is what I'm using. I started off, like I said, using the super glue, putting it back together again, holding it for 15-20 minutes at a time until it finally stayed right where I wanted it, the human vice grip. And then once I got it glued in parts, then I started to fill it in. Prior to all that, I sanded all the cracks out with the 36. Took this and just kind of went between the cracks to make sure, and then I cleaned it all with alcohol. So I made sure that I had a good bonding surface. Works out well. I read the instructions. Bonding surface sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Alright guys, See what's going on here. I swear this is going to be the last change on this truck, except maybe I'm thinking about getting some windows, because I don't have enough windows yet. I need maybe put a window right in there. Now, I saw some opera windows with like louvers too that were pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Truth is, this is a build that has no timeline. I still have plenty of trucks to drive. It's not like I need it, so it's not getting hurt. I'm going to try to keep it inside as much as possible now and keep going on it. But there's no rush. There's no rush. Out from Mr. Rhode Island, guys. Enjoy your week. See you on Bad Chad.